sustain hero. Like Witch Doctor, like Warlock, you stay on that safe lane, you heal up the Spectre, you make sure that she doesn't die and that she has a decent lane. She will be playing though, however, versus the Pango and the Rasta, so that's a lot of damage going Spectre's way. It is going to be a difficult lane, even with that Chen and his Divine Favor.
Well, I'm going to get started, DJ, giving out those early tips here.
Drop that stout.
Battle for top rune. Pasha trying to rat it. We'll be able to just jaunt away. Roger.
Is this 3 runes? Right? 3 runes for VP. It's over. They won.
That's to pack it up, guys. We don't need to cast this. Look at that. Look at it. Oh my goodness.
51%. It's over. It's just gonna snowball from here on. Any case, in any way, we see the puck and the Nyx on the off lane. And the better block mid. Wow, it's just done.
Definitely interested to, you know, see how Abed's going to play this lane. Again, we do see that side blade spilling over at no one, but he's got sustain.
He's got sustain, and so far, like that pulse, the first one was... he almost denies the range creep. I thought he was going to be able to do it, but he does not, and because of that, he's not going to take, like, any advantage after that first lane, after that first wave.
Asha's just taken a lot of abuse here from Jabs.
It's hard playing puck into Disruptor in this lane. Jabs just uses his Thunder Strike and moves away, honestly. That's all you have to do. Thunder Strike is the strongest nuke level 1. If you get it on level 2 even, which some players tend to do right now, that puck is not going to have a blast.
We have seen a lot of Roger on the Nyx Assassin. That seems to be a comfort pick for him, it seems.
And Nyx is one of DreamLeague's highest win rate heroes at the moment, and Roger plays this hero like a god. He just does everything correctly, so I can't blame VP for first picking Nyx. Plus, it's a hero that shuts down some comfortable mid picks for Abed, such as OD, or even Pugna isn't really the best to be played into a Nyx, so there's a reason definitely why Nyx is played. Just like Oracle, it's a good saving hero, but at the same time, it makes sure that you can't pick a Bat or a Darkseer or something like that, as he just straight up counters them in the lane.
Yeah, and who did we see yesterday that was on the Nyx Assassin? I think it was Yapsor, right? Yapsor got the first blood, got himself those boots nice and early.
And lost, I believe, right? Or at least... No, they won they lost that game versus the Alchemist. Versus VP, actually. They stole the Nyx away from them, but they weren't able to win in the end. But he did really well.
Yeah. Definitely keep your eye on Roger in this game. But got a haste rune picked up on Abed. Just going to continue to try to line up these side blades, put out as much damage as he can on no one.
No one is doing really well. Yeah. Look at the CS, 12-1, 12-1. He's even with the TA. I haven't really seen this lane in a while. Necro isn't played a lot on mid, and neither is TA. However, no one is doing really well. Considering that first time he played versus TA on this tournament, he lost as an SF. He must be feeling... like, he must feel that anger inside, you know? He needs to win this lane. It's the matter of pride at this point, honestly.
I think it's always a matter of pride for mid players.
Yeah, for
That's one of the reasons why they like playing mid. They want that 1v1 matchup. I know a lot of mid players were pretty cranky when it was the dual mid meta.
Dual mid? Yeah. No one liked that. And by no one, I mean...
Yes,
no. We understand each other.
We understand, for sure. The sustain coming out for Ramses feels really good right now. Just getting off a couple extra shots. No one. Using that death pulse. Again, pretty hard to take out.
Every time
are they going to go for Pasha? No, they'll turn their attention to Roger.
Every time we look at top lane, Pasha is standing on like 10% HP. It's just so hard for him to play versus the Disruptor. And the constant spam of the PA.
You know, we're hungry for that first blood, but there's a lot of sustain, a lot of escapes.
I believe the only way a first blood happens on this lane is that if one team overcommits and then a counter attack happens. It's very hard to straightforward just burst the target down. You have like a high regioning hero, high base region in Nyx. You have a puck that's elusive. So if he uses this orb in an aggressive way, gets baited a little bit, perhaps we're gonna see that first blood. But if that does not, it's very difficult. On the bottom lane, however, they're pinging out solo for a reason.
Yeah, they go get the shackles off. Dagger comes out from Ramses, Ether Shock, has a Fairy Fire.
Sadly, ISIS already used the Swashbuckle, I believe, on the Spectre, so they didn't manage to get that kill.
Feels like everyone's just sitting so low, especially in this mid lane. No one just chasing down Abed right now. Doesn't have the refraction up for another couple seconds. Top lane, Pasha taking a lot of damage from the Thunderstrike. They're gonna probably... Oh no, nice Impale coming out. Roger, they turn this back around on Jabs. Jabs, he's trying to get behind that tower. They need a little bit more damage now. Roger, I think he's overcommitted. Has a Spike Carapace though. There's gonna be the leap forward, and there's the first blood. Can't quite find that kill on Jabs.
I don't know if it's the communication issue or what happened, but Puck went back when Roger was manning up. I think Puck... He could have stuck around perhaps about the trees, hide behind the tree, use that orb to finish off the Disruptor, because there's no way in hell Nyx thinks he can take that on his own. There's no way in hell Roger thinks he's got that kill. He was doing it in hope that the Puck is gonna get the first blood. But yep, Pasha, he bailed, went for the bounty rune, used the shrine, and he's gonna go back into the lane at least without dying.
I think they're doing some stacking over there for the... Oh, all right.
All right,
yep, just gonna go back to lane, the fountain, get themselves some more regen, get that mana and health back up.
Yeah, good old suicides on that tier 2. Just a quick send back to the fountain. I wonder if that's gonna be changed. I think it will in the next patch.
I have to wait and find out.
Well, they are getting these levels, right? So it's not really bad, even though they fed the first blood on Roger. This off lane is all right for them.
DJ TPs himself out, knows there's no way really for them to stop that TP at this time.
Yep, so the panel, they said Chen got buffed. He basically got Kotl's ultimate on his level 2, right? Or even level 1 if you wanted. However, at the same time, you can't take level 5 creeps anymore early on. And that's a big nerf for him. That hurt him. I'm not saying that the hero is worse than he used to be. However,
MP's fine. He's fine. He actually leaps forward, wants to put some damage onto Roger. Roger caught in the kinetic field. It's gonna just slowly get chased down the dagger. And there's the final hit coming out from MP. Pasha should be fine here. Does have the illusory orb. They have the glimpse up. Bottom lane though, they're gonna get the shackles, try to buy Ice some more time, and they're gonna dive underneath this tower. They find that but he's gonna be able to get himself out.
They don't really find anything here. Yeah, the Pango gets out, also Solo and Ramses just fall back to farm a little bit, and no one is stacking up that jungle and farming it a bit as TA has taken over. The problem with that mid lane right now is that he needs a sentry on Necro. There's a lot of damage coming from those traps, and you don't really want to be run down. You can see these traps, like if you go on and contest Abed on his side of the map, you just straight up die, even as a Necro. So they need some sentries there at least, and they need to start blocking his camps. They already played versus his TA. They should realize that he's gonna have a blast farming in that jungle, as it's already stacked up a little bit.
And Ramsey's still farming just quite well in that bottom lane. We see the TA sitting at 52 and 10, but still, you know, 36, or sorry, rather
46, yeah.
No, yep.
We're close enough on Ramsey.
It changed right in the middle when I was looking at it, but no. He's doing quite well because he does have that Chen that's going to be able to add that sustain, keep him in lane, allow him to hit these creeps.
Look at those juicy stacks.
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
He's actually going to farm them right straight away. All right.
Allow Shadow Shaman to get a little bit of experience. I'm sure he wants to get that level 6 online, and Roger just kind of wandering around here. Scouting out the rune.
Roger, so far, his impact in the game, yeah, he did feed the first blood and another kill. Basically, the 2 kills on the side of Fnatic are on him. But at the same time, if you are Roger, you're used to it. You're creating a lot of space for this Puck with these movements. So it's not really the end of the world for him. He's finding his levels too.
He's got the Spike Carapace, turns around, throws out the Impale Pasha. They get the glimpse back though, over onto Roger. Silence.
This is a bait.
It should be, oh no, no one's here. No one's got the sight, and he's gonna get a kill on MP. Jab's trying to run away now. It's too much damage. Turns back around and a double kill for no one.
Yeah, just honestly.
And Roger just walks on out.
I just love that. Like, he's there in the jungle. He's not using Carapace, not using Impale. He's acting dumb. Oh, what am I doing here, guys? Like, they just hit him, get him to 20% HP, and then he calls for no one ports in. It's the perfect bait.
The communication and the trust on that is
yeah. I'm gonna let them almost kill me as long as you get those counter kills. I'm fine with it. He doesn't even die.
Doesn't even die. Just manages to get out. And then no one just right back to his lane. He's going to have that mech soon. They do have that sentry, though. He's able to take down the some of the traps. We've got snakes online for DJ.
Yeah, we have the snakes. So Spectre, very low on mana here. Should be careful. He does have the mango, so he can pop it and perhaps haunt out. But you don't want to be using that haunt, that first haunt in that way. They're going to definitely pressure him here, though.
Solo gonna have to TP himself away. Melstrike does a lot of damage. Not gonna be able to quite finish him off.
His creeps though, run!
Yeah,
run
there goes the Alpha. Oh, Rolling Thunder gets used. Oh, Spectre is just dead. They go and they use the Dream Coil. Pasha has to be careful. Will jaunt himself or duck out for a moment, but this is a really good position of using those wards, right? The fact that they're right by the tower, they get a kill. Oh, and Abed decides to join in.
Pasha. He does not have his ult.
No, he already used it. I don't know. This is going to be pretty hard for him to get out of. He is a puck, though, right? Nope, they find the swashbuckle.
That's what he is. With those wards and with Abed rotating in, they're going to find a kill on the Spectre, on the puck, and the tower. Perfect usage of those wards by DJ. And honestly, I'm a little bit surprised because we saw it coming. Obviously, we have full vision, but as a Spectre player, Ramsey should know that that is coming, that aggressive move from DJ is coming. Like time after time, he does the same thing.
Solo keeps wandering over to that side of the jungle, maybe trying to scout out, get some wards down, keep an eye on those ancients. But every time he goes over there, it's usually there's a TA or something that
with her arms spread wide open. Come to me, Solo, just come. Yeah, I mean, he has to do it though. That's the problem. That's the position 5 life. Exactly. You sometimes have to go into these positions in which you're gonna die without a smoke, all alone, lonesome. He goes there solo, trying to ward up, trying to block those ancients. Doesn't manage now twice in a row.
And this puts Ramsey's kind of in an awkward situation, right? Because generally you want to keep that tier 1 in your jungle. It's going to allow for people to TP in to save you. It's going to allow you some more vision. But now he's kind of forced to move a little bit over to the side of the Dire jungle as he was up there. You see the rotation though. He's got to just stick over to that side because you don't know who's going to be invading now. Yeah,
and with the item build that he went for right now, he doesn't really farm the jungle very fast. At least the lane is pushing on top, so he's going to be able to farm. Oh, a Blink Dagger on Abed. All right, he wants to move. He wants to fight right now. That's his playstyle.
Yeah, they'll drop the trap. Now, caught in the kinetic field, will be able to go. Throw down the Static Storm. The Hex comes out. MP chasing after no. Wants to they'll take him out. They'll find the kill over onto Ice. In comes the puck, though. And now Ramsey's caught in the middle of all the wards, is forced to run himself away. Feels like Abed, he blinks forward, wants to maybe take down Solo, trying to line up these side blades, trying to get that kill. The Ether Shot comes out. Pasha has to duck himself away.
From downtown. They were all scared. They didn't know whose name it had on. Oh. If that crit. All right,
Haste Rune. Roger gets the Impale, snatches up this Haste Rune. Should be able to get the kill on Jabs now. DJ can only do so much.
All right. Good counter kill, however, Ramsey's.
They have to get that TP out. Yeah, no one. He's got the Scythe.
That's huge.
And there goes Abed.
They get that kill on Abed. Honestly, 50 seconds, a full minute. That 13 minutes in, that's a huge kill for them. Also, the wards have been dropped. There are no wards. There is no Static Storm. With that mech, perhaps you can pressure the mid tower, but I believe they're just going to be satisfied with getting that kill and farming afterwards. Overall, I don't know, Abed, he was... I understand him. He has Refraction, he has Blink Dagger. He can afford to make these kind of movements, but
I mean, that
this
TP,
time around, it didn't pay off.
No, the TP coming out with no one really just put a monkey wrench in those plans. Having the Scythe up, just you're a little too low.
No one. Also, going towards that Radiance, as the mech, has a lot of sustain on himself. As long as they don't use that Static Storm on him, like, he should be fine with the Ghost Shroud to survive, versus the majority of the damage of Fnatic is actually physical, so you can survive as a Necro, and once you get that Radiance, it's gonna hurt Fnatic quite a lot.
Lucky shot, Silence and Disarm. Pasha should be able to just jaunt away.
And in that last fight on mid, Pasha just... I mean, it's not too hard, honestly, to counter Pangolier as a puck. You just use that ulti when he rolls. But he did it well. He stayed calm and collected. He used it as the Thunder Strike came out. Ice had no impact in that fight because of it, so... Pretty well played.
It's going to be even more slippery now, picking up with that Blink Dagger. Ice having to be careful about his positioning, making sure that it's awkward, right? Because you don't really want the Dream Coil getting used on the rest of your team because, you know, you want to be able to be that frontliner, but in some cases it almost feels like you kind of just have to eat it.
Yeah, you have to either eat it or play completely differently as a Pango. Play around the swashbuckle and the shield crash. Try to wait out the Dream Coil in some way. Abed is still very aggressive and he has to be. That sentry ward is perfect, but Roger, he knows what's up. He's like, nah, I'm not defending this tower. My boys are not here, I'm just gonna let you have it.
We'll actually use the wards on that tower too.
I guess to just do it a little bit quicker, but at the same time, I can see your point. The wards, they came a bit late and perhaps they could have done it even without them. Sometimes these teams, they just decide, better safe than sorry, and if they decide to fight us, at least they're gonna fight us under our wards.
Yeah, they've got really good vision coming out from the side of the Radiant. If you look at the Dire jungle, we've got 3 different wards set up, going to be able to see if anyone makes a TP rotation. They need to secure a safe place for Ramses to farm. Yep, because right now there's too many people in that Radiant jungle.
Yeah, the problem is, when you're playing a Spectre lineup, usually you want to have Spectre on one side of the map and you play on the other, and if it does come to a fight, that Spectre rotates in with the Haunt. However, Ramses, he's forced to basically farm that holy triangle around the shrine where all my carries get lost. And he's basically only safe there because of good itemization from Abed. He has that blink and he can kill him at any point in the game. So, but a fight on top lane.
Oh, the glimpse back. No one, though. He's managed to get himself out of that static storm. The roll coming out from Ice Ice Ice. They use that hold coming out from Puck. It had Ice 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 names on it. They're going to be able to burst him down. They've got the sight. They'll take down Ice Ice Ice. DJ now forced to run away. Roger's got the spike carapace up. Going to land the Impale. DJ turns back around, gets the Ether Shock off, but not going to be able to make it out alive.
Alright, I believe that they did mess up the execution of that fight, but strategically taking the fight around this tier 2 versus a Spectre, versus a team that you know have set up wards all around is just equal to suicide, because they have every single advantage that they can have. They have the numbers, you're porting into them, and also they have the wards set up around this, so you can't really even juke them through the fog of war. Yep, a little bit sloppy, played by Fnatic, I believe, and perfect execution by VP in every sense in that last fight.
Just feels like it's starting to get a little bit more scary for the side of Fnatic, right? They have such a hyper-aggressive draft. You've got a Templar Assassin, you've got, of course, the Phantom Assassin. You've got a lot of people that dish out a lot of damage early. But it definitely feels like they're just kind of taking some interesting fights.
Oh yeah,
they're not always working out, especially with the Serpent Wards, right? The first time they dropped them, looked great. They were able to take down the Spectre. They were able to get themselves a tower too.
I believe this last fight shouldn't have happened for them. They should have just pressured the bottom tier 2 and perhaps forced them to go back on the high ground. But that's, I mean, in the heat of the moment, it's very hard to make these calls and to make proper calls every single time. And so far, that's one call out of 10 that they didn't really execute perfectly, so we can't really blame them. However, as you said, they have this hyper-aggressive assassin style lineup,
right,
and they also itemized in that way. Abed, he has that Blink Dagger, and perhaps if he had the Dazzle earlier, he'd have a lot more right now, but it's fine.
They just go drop the Serpent Wards, gonna take themselves a tier 2, and that's cutting off even more of that jungle again for the Spectre. Yeah,
there's no Haunt, so fighting right now is really good for them. There is a Manta on Spectre, and this Spectre is already becoming a problem, honestly. You have these 2 supports in Rasta and Disruptor. They don't deal very well with the Spectre. They just fall. These heroes, when Spectre pops her ulti, there's just way too much chaos, honestly. It's basically what it is. It's not like she's a perfect counter to their team, but she creates so much chaos that they're going to have enough damage to deal with Fnatic. And the Radiance isn't even going to be bought by Spectre. I believe no one is getting closer to it.
Very close.
Yeah,
already got the relic.
So he's going to be dishing out a lot of this burn damage too. And this next fight, VP might just ran over them. But we'll see. It's all about the execution.
He's just been focusing real hard on that farming, does have himself the Vlads.
Yep. A good thing that Fnatic have going for them is they have the Dazzle almost completed on the TA. They'll have the wards. Perhaps you can sneak in the Rosh, take that. But honestly, this lineup of VP at this moment looks so strong. They just hit their timings a little bit faster. They hit their peaks. They aren't even there yet, but they are about to. Pure Fnatic, you have to do something about that right now.
That's the Radiance online now for the Necrophos. Make things a little bit more difficult. Do get a glimpse back.
Middle tower is under attack.
Got quite a few heroes over here.
Well, it was stunned there, but they did not know where he was.
They don't have MP. MP's just been up and farming. So.
Yeah, this is the problem. When you're playing versus Spectre, you kinda, if you take a 4v4 fight, it isn't really advantageous to you, as the Spectre is gonna join, while your carry won't. No one, however.
He's thinking about it. So, Static Storm gets dropped over onto no one, hoping that they can burst him down fast enough. The Haunt's gonna come out, though. MP jumps in, they go and they drop the wards. Hands of God will be used. They take down Jabs. They'll follow up with the Scythe and M-Factor in this. Get that rolling thunder. We have some sort of lag problem.
Kale.
Yeah.
Kale.
This is a beautiful chance. Like, look at this beautiful team fight, Lizard.
This is the beautiful chance for Fnatic to realize just how they are. What can they do at the moment? Ice fly over the hills, bro.
He's bouncing back. We'll be able to land on two different heroes. DJ gets his shackles off, but down here, they're going to be able to take down Abed, and they'll find a kill on DJ and just farm up these Serpent Wards. Easy peasy.
That survives is that Pangolier of Ice. He's gonna be able to snatch some bounties at least. But honestly, going on that Necro the way they did, even though Chen already used Divine Favor on him, even though he has mech, I mean, it's a sound plan. Static Storm into killing off the Necro before he can Ghost Shroud. It is possible, but it's highly unlikely. And with that Radiance Burn, they were missing one attack after another. The Static Storm ends, he used that mech, and after it, like, you could see the channel, he's just full HP instantly. The sustain from VP and the itemization is on point. It's very hard for Fnatic to fight into that at the moment. And they have a plan. There's a Vessel on Ice, not really your normal item on Pango, right? But with that Vessel, perhaps you use it on the Necro, perhaps you kill him before he can heal up, but it's getting harder and harder. Ramsey is gonna have that Diffusal soon as well.
What is the best play now for Fnatic? Because it feels like we've had two fights that have just gone really sideways for them, and with every fight that they lose, it's just becoming more and more difficult to get a footing in this game.
It's hard to say, honestly. It's very hard to tell what they can do, as they're lacking everything right now. They're lacking the teamfight potential. They're lacking damage. I think the best thing for them would be to try and get some pickoffs with DJ plus TA and just split them up, wait for PA to reach some critical mass, because right now this PA feels like a creep. There's Vlads on her and perhaps Yasha or BKB, but she's just not doing any work in these teamfights.
It's just so hard to kill no one, like you said. They don't have a lot of magical damage. It's all physical for the most part.
And he has Aegis.
And so he has Aegis now. He's got the Radiance. He's got the mech. He's got a Chen. It's a sustain, right?
I think you have
it's the same meta.
I think you smoke up Moxie. Like right now, you smoke up and you try to find the Spectre or the Puck or someone like that. You don't really try to go for the Necro. You don't even try to fight them. If they go for towers, you just succeed. Like, you just let them have them.
If they could find the Spectre, that would be very good for Fnatic. Puck's still very difficult to kind of tie down, and you have to make sure that you have the Shadow Shaman there.
Yeah, DJ is instrumental in this part of the match. You can see that TA is hiding bottom. However, the problem for them is also the fact that DJ is going for Aghanims. That Aghanims, if he starts split pushing and in team fights, can work out well for them, but at the same time, they have no pick-off potential whatsoever, and it's one of these things that hurt them a lot, the way they itemized.
Okay, well, Jabs finds a kill on Solo, but will definitely lose his life for this, as Roger had spotted him out. The Impale, Death Pulse.
All right. I mean, strategically, you trade one support for another, but at the same time, Fnatic, they've basically...
That's a Static Storm.
It is a Static Storm, but you forced 4 of them to be on one side of the map, which means that TA and PA can farm on their side of the map without being afraid whatsoever that someone is gonna gank them. So in some way it's alright, and I believe that's a BKB flying over to the PA. Not really the place you want to be in right now, but... Yeah. No, it's actually Aghanims for the DJ instead.
He was very close to that Ags last time we looked at him.
He's rich.
He is.
But this is the thing, though.
But we need that gold on the court here.
You get the Aghanims on the Rasta, but at the same time, your TA is going for a Blink Dagger. The TA wants to be fighting, you want to be kind of back in the backlines farming or...
Watch out for the Disruptor, though. No one dives a little bit behind the tower. They don't have that Static Storm, though.
They don't have everyone here either. Puck is just traveling in. But no one. He has Aegis. Like, by the time you kill him once, they're all gonna be there. Tango is also just farming away. Has that mech completed. Some more sustain for Fnatic. They're finding they have lads on PA, they have mech.
They just got the BKB picked up on PA, so is this going to be a time where we're going to see them start to try to make some moves, or are they just going to try to outweight this Aegis over on no one? Because they can't kill no one right now.
No, you can't. You just can't kill him. I think you just wait for the Aegis to run out, honestly. Or, like, you can see that Ramses, he's playing super carefully on the left side of the map because he understands that they might be ganking him, but they aren't truly. The TA is around, but they don't really have the necessary firepower to take him down. They don't have the control necessary to take him down without that Rasta.
Pasha finds Ice, snaps the Dream Coil. The Haunt actually going to get used as they silence him up and they just slowly chase him down.
Alright, that's Haunt used though. They do take down Ice.
Oh, they actually find MP over here, but he'll TP out.
The crowd is crazy.
Oh, the Hex comes out because they have the Lotus Orb. They'll drop the stacks from Dash, they'll drop the wards too, so no one uses the mech will be able to go and pop that Aegis. Chen now, oh, the dagger comes out from MP, they'll get a quick pick off. Still hexed up over here, no one.
He's
in the Ghost Shroud, he is gonna die because there's no way that he makes it out of that, so.
Yep. Very well played by Fnatic, honestly. At the same time, I was wondering if Spectre's ultimate was really used great to take down Ice. Just holding on to that ultimate it makes you much more powerful as a team, as they can't make these kind of movements. They have to be careful as Spectre can join in. And as everyone rotated to kill Ice on the top lane, no one kind of was left alone. And versus a Disruptor, if you're porting out one by one, it's always a disaster. Disruptor is one of those heroes that's just, okay, I'm gonna let you port out, but not you, sir, I'm gonna glimpse you back. And no one was the target that got glimpsed. And honestly, they lose the Aegis, a huge advantage, and also feed away no one.
But it took so much to take down no one. That's the other thing, right? They used the Static Storm, they ended up using the Serpent Wards, and then they also had to have multiple people hanging out in the vicinity too for all the physical damage. Are you okay with that on the side of Virtus.pro? Because you do have a Spectre that's farming the entire time?
I mean, you're still not fine as you had that Aegis. You could have been behind the no one, you could have taken that fight in your favor. They did use a lot of their spells, but by the time you fight the next time, those spells are going to be up again for Fnatic most likely. So I think that was a little bit badly played by Virtus.pro. But I don't think that they're feeling any pressure whatsoever at the moment still. They can't afford to make those plays.
So what's the plan then now? Because you lost your Aegis, you don't have Haunt up on Spectre. Does Fnatic get really aggressive here? They do have the Serpent Wards coming back up. They'll have the Rolling Thunder if they want to go for any sort of engagement.
I mean, those Serpent Wards hurt. He has an Aghanims, he found his levels, and Fnatic, they're finding these items that can allow them to fight, honestly. You have the Dazzle BKB, you have two BKBs finished on your cores. You also have Greaves, a lot of utility. It's kinda, the puzzle is kind of falling into place for Fnatic as well. So it's not super one-sided any longer, I believe.
Is this one of those things, though, where Fnatic wants to be playing very defensively, or do you think that they should be playing a bit more aggressively, knowing that, well, obviously now it's not. The Spectre Haunt is back up. The
problem for them is that they have no options. They have to play a little bit offensively, and they have to give the ball to VP. It's the way they itemized. The TA is the only hero that can initiate, that can jump and do some stuff, while everyone else is, okay, with smokes, perhaps. With smokes, maybe you can find a pick-off. Pasha is going very deep.
Already ready to just jaunt himself away. MP making this rotation with the rest of the team. Again, it's a puck, though. So already just blinked out, TP's out, and they used... Oh, no.
Nah,
they start to roll up with the Rolling Thunder. But.
This is the problem. Like, you can try and make these plays, but it doesn't really necessarily mean that they're gonna work. If Rasta gets a Blink Dagger, it's a little bit different, as you have that insta-hex initiation. However, or at least if Pango gets the Blink, you have something else. Abed, he has the burst damage necessary, but he cannot just jump on one target and blow the target up unless he has someone else helping him with control. The only hero I believe that he can kill right now like that is a Chen. That's it. No one else. Every single other hero has some way of dodging him and escaping him after.
DJ drops the Serpent Wards. These are Ag's Wards. Try to put some damage on the tower. But mid lane, they use the Static Storm again on no one. They'll snap the coiled over on Ice, Ice, Ice. Carapace gets popped again over on Jabs. They'll just defend right now.
Yeah, the wards have been killed. Maybe VP would have fought this fight on tier 2 mid, but they knew that Ramses, he had to deal with the wards first on the bottom lane. So they didn't really fully commit.
I think they're okay with this. They still have the Haunt on Spectres, so they can keep on pushing forward if they want, have that Haunt, and immediately we'll have Ramses join in with the fight. So.
Yep, and there's no Disruptor ult, there are no wards, no Thunder Roll either.
Would you prefer to see DJ go very aggressive and pick, because we saw that he had plenty of farm, right? He's got a completed Aghanim Scepter. Not even going for the Blink, he's going to be going for the BKB next.
This is the DJ special build.
DJ special.
DJ special. This is what he does. He goes for Axe, he goes for, well, not necessarily always Axe, but he does get this BKB. He values it a lot on Shadow Shaman. And he makes it work most of the time, so I can't really judge him for that. He likes the item progression. It does make sense in this kind of a game as well, is he's going to be able to keep those long shackles out on these targets of VP and without being stunned, without being silenced. However, if he maybe had that Blink Dagger earlier, maybe they would be able to get these pickoffs too.
Because it does feel like a very pick-off lineup that they have on Fnatic. And it, I'm not a pro player though, so...
You're fine, Mox. Come on.
Thanks, Lizard. Got some of those Spectre illusions.
I saw you winning those stacks with Slacks. Do you know how hard that is?
Oh God, don't. I'm gonna have flashbacks.
But you were winning with him, so you're good. You're fine.
I just hear him yelling at me the entire time. Oh God. But VP gonna just walk back here again, feeling very confident. Use the Haunts on cooldown. They got a Basher online. And look at no one's net worth right now.
Yeah, no one is on fire.
He's
18,000 net worth at the moment. Greaves, Relic, Radiance, and the Lotus Orb.
This feels very optimistic coming out from Fnatic.
The smoke is there, but Roger is around. He might break it. The thing is, Rosh is up, and you can see Pasha, yeah, he's trying to scout it. A huge... good thing about TA is the fact that she can always place traps in that pit, so you can't really sneak that rush away from her. While with that Dazzle, with the Rasta wards, she can definitely do that against the VP.
The Spectre's getting scarier and scarier. The rest of Fnatic, they're posturing on the high ground. They've got the Satyr creep over, checking out the Roche pit, because they know that that's a big objective. They really would like to pick that up. They've got that TA.
Yeah, you can usually see the game revolve around this Roche pit at this point, as you really want to plant these wards. Vision is almighty in team fights, honestly. Vision means everything. Fighting somewhere where you are on low ground or without vision is just... Oh.
You were thinking about it. They popped that Lotus Orb right away on...
Perhaps if he didn't have full vision on them, they would be able to get him, but he just sees them, uses Lotus Orb.
Oh, there we go. Though. We'll be able to grab no one, throw him into the Static Storm. BKB gets popped on Abed. They also go, they drop the wards again because they just want to burst him down, but he's going to be able to walk himself away. He's too much sustained. There's going to be the side coming out. Doesn't quite do enough damage, but will take down the Disruptor. They'll find the kill on DJ. And now there's the Rolling Thunder as they try to slow down Pasha. Abed trying to run himself away. Has the Refraction. It's just going to get burnt down. They've got Dust as well. They'll take him out. And in the middle of all is now MP. He just tries to jump away from Jebs. There's buybacks coming out in mass for Fnatic. Looks like VP going to try to walk themselves away. No one is slowed down. They've got the Ghost Shroud. They don't have that magic damage to burst them down, but they have the Hex. They've got the Shackles, and they'll get the kill.
All right, they do get 3 kills. They waste.
Oh, the Hex come out. They're not going to be able to get out.
All right.
Roger.
Now it's on VP to decide. Do they want to use these buybacks and fight the rush fight, or do they just let them have the Aegis? That's the question. That's Aegis and Cheese as well. So Fnatic, even though they lost that fight, even though they bought back afterwards, they did find a couple of good kills, and they also are going to get Aegis and Cheese. So the buybacks are justified.
I was about to say, that's when you feel okay, is the fact that you can take Roche right after having to buy back a big fight, but still, you know, VP still feels very strong here.
They feel very strong.
Force those buybacks.
But Fnatic, even though they knew that they were going to lose that fight, honestly, when you go on a Necro like that, you kind of, you know that it's going to be very difficult. However, However, they use their buybacks. They fight very close to the Rush Pit, which was very important. I believe Fnatic forced that fight on purpose right there where they forced it, just to be able to run into the pit afterwards. And with the Desolator on the TA, they just make quick work of it. VP couldn't even buy back and defend it, honestly. It just went down so fast.
Fnatic just feels like they're good multitaskers a lot of the times too. They'll take these really good fights and somehow always manage to change it into another objective, whether it's Roche or taking a tower, like the positioning of wards. Pasha, it's going to be, oh, but we have DJ. It's going to be the jump for the Hex, the Shackles, and MP just trying to get that kill. There's a big crit.
DJ special, once again. Finally, he finds these pickoffs with the Hex, with the Shackles. If he finds the good positioning, this hero is just way too strong versus VP right now. And VP, they are looking strong, as you said, still. You saw how many buybacks Fnatic had to spend in order to kill them, but at the same time, they aren't feeling as invincible, at least. Not at all.
Just traps popping everywhere. The glimpse comes back over onto Ramses. The Hex comes out, follows the storm. They go and they use the Serpent Ward. BKB, they just take out Ramses. Does have buyback. Immediately buys back. There's going to be buyback coming out from Puck too. Pasha wants to be a part of this. Abed trying to run himself away now from no one. He's ticking down slowly but surely. Dagger comes out. The refraction slowly burning down. Pasha, they'll pop the Aegis.
Are they going to be able to get him again? They need to, honestly.
I don't see how he gets himself out here. No, they have a Scythe.
And with the Scythe, 155 seconds on the sidelines. He has used that buyback prior to this fight, so he's gonna have to wait a long time to fight VP. And if you are VP right now, you just go straight down mid. Ice. Oh,
Ice is trying to make space. The silence slowing him down, Impale, and he's out of here as well.
He's out.
108 seconds. Does have the buyback though.
They do have the Carty. The Carty is alive. Is that Solo's Carty? It's Solo's Carty, never mind. Yeah, of course. It's a dire one.
Look at Ramses just go running right down there.
They're gonna have to wait for creeps, but the creeps are coming, so they're gonna push. I think this might
Look at that. Look at that. Just the swing.
Yeah, that's one.
It's so neck and neck right now, Lizard.
I don't know if it's gonna continue being like this. 100 seconds without the TA. Is this even only one side is my question. Pango does buyback, but that's not enough to repel VP at all.
They will have the Disruptor up soon, and he does have Static Storm, so they can try to create some sort of chaos. They have Rolling Thunder. Ice definitely doesn't want to go running in there by himself, though, because he'll just die back.
No, they're gonna let them have one side too. Honestly, 80 seconds on the sideline.
That TA, the buyback on her, you know, and then the Scythe.
To be honest, at this moment, I'm thinking they might even go for the third side. 1 full minute without the TA. They push so fast. All the tier 2s are dead. They, like Fnatic, they have to do something about this. They have to somehow delay the push, but what can they actually do? You can see that they're moving towards that top racks already. They're preparing for their last.
Yeah, Ramses wants it. Look at him. Ramses just says, come on, guys. TA's not going to be a problem for another, 40-something seconds. Although they try to get the Static Storm off, the BKB coming out from MP to go it. They drop those Serpent Wards. Rolling Thunder coming out from Ice will stun up no one. Ramses, though, finds himself DJ. DJ is out of here. Solo's going to get taken out. Buys back, though. No one. He's ticking down. He's got the Scythe. He'll turn it around, and there's not going to be MP any longer. Oh, Ice. He's going to have to go swashbuckle himself back. They'll pop the Lincolns on no one. They want to go in there, but how do they get in? They still don't have this TA.
Ramses is running away a little bit.
Little bash.
All right, they're gonna. It looks like they want to go back. Yeah, they want to go back. They want to be the disciplined team in this match because Ramses, he has no buyback, and TA is alive any second now. If you get glimpsed back, if you get caught, it might just mean game for VP, as there is that TA and the Rasta is up very soon. So you just lose your whole base if you died without a buyback. It's good that they went back.
This feels very, very tense right now.
Indeed.
This TA has to be so careful, and you just saw how fast the PA got taken out of that fight too. She's still up and running though on PA.
Yeah,
I think we're working out with nullifiers. That was what I saw queued up.
Yeah. He's going for that nullifier. They already have one on the TA, so they have ways of dealing with anyone on the side of VP, but they have to execute properly. And Necro with that BKB off on him. If he does not get clipped by that nullifier, he's just gonna survive through every single thing that you've got.
92% win chance right now for the side of VP. They just have to play perfectly, right? They just have to stay calm. You know you've got Ramses. He's getting bigger and bigger. Every time we look at him, he's going to have an Abyssal Blade.
It's really important that he beefs up a little bit. With these items that he's got, yeah, he has 3k HP, but this Vanguard is going to help out a little bit. He's going to have that Abyssal Blade for the PA or the TA, whichever works.
If Fnatic get the jump on one of the heroes on VP, specifically, obviously, the Spectre. Does that change the dynamic quite a bit?
It changes everything. If they jump that Spectre, they can just win the game, honestly. It doesn't matter that they lost two sides. He has no buyback. Everything's on the line.
He just bought out that Abyssal too.
Yeah, he just bought out. And he doesn't have, like, for 4 minutes, I believe, the buyback. So if you do take down that Spectre, you have Rasta Wards, you have Desolator on TA, you can take down the Ancient in a matter of 10-15 seconds. So you just have to play very carefully as the Spectre right now.
DJ working on that refresher.
DJ is like, all right, guys, I got this. Just let me get my refresher. I'm gonna go inside of their base, double cast the Rasta Wards on the Ancient and just win. It happened a few times. We've seen it happen.
Well, even just to like force them back gives them a little bit of an advantage. No one's just feeling very confident. Schbuckle.
Can't blame him. With the Lotus on him and the BKB.
Now they do have those nullifiers too, though.
Yeah, but you can't approach him as long as he has Lotus on him, I believe. That's the problem.
True.
And the Divine Favor card, he just wailing down these Raxes.
Just look at this. Yeah, Dagger just gets thrown right back at the PA. This is literally just no one. He's like, hi guys. Okay, they'll get the jump up and they'll find a kill immediately on Abed. He's gonna have to buy back. BKB on no one, just wants to focus down these racks right now. Rest of the team moves back a little bit. Under strike, Center gets a nice stomp.
Nah, the glimpse is not there. He has the Lincolns, so they couldn't really get any pick off after the buyback on the TA.
That's pretty scary. It feels like, it's everything on the line, right? Because you don't have the buybacks. You have very specific heroes that need to be alive to make these fights work. And it just feels like there's no breathing room really for either one of these. Maybe a little bit more obviously for VP, right? Because no one is so...
It's a bit easier for them as well, as TA has bought back. So the Spectre is going to have that buyback soon. And after that, you can just run in, die, and then buy back and haunt into the fight again. Which makes it much easier for VP to execute these fights without really worrying way too much if the Spectre is going to be blown up first or not.
Not bad. That cheeky puck. Everybody hanging around the pit right now. It's like Fnatic will just make their way over to the bottom half side and try to keep farming up.
Yep. DJ just still getting his refresher, slowly but steadily moving towards it. And I wonder if his farming patterns are the reason why they're playing a little bit slowly at the moment.
Do you think they're waiting for him to try to get the refresher up and running?
Maybe they're waiting for the items on him, but most importantly, they cannot afford to lose that TA.
This could be a really big fight right now. They're smoked up on the side of VP.
Yeah, VP has, I believe, a little bit better positioning as well.
There's no buyback still on Ramses. Oh, the Dream Coil comes out immediately. The Abyssal Blade, he's got that BKB, but there's just so much damage. Abed is in for trouble. He'll go eat the cheese. And now DJ just gets focused by Ramses, has his own BKB. He's going to turn his attention. Abed trying to run himself away now. They get the Scythe off just to hold him in place. Doesn't quite do enough damage, but they will take down the TA. There is no buyback for TA as Ramses just goes waltzing into the base.
Just straight to the Raxes. The TA is dead. It's very unlikely that Fnatic is going to be able to hold this S3. The PA just does not dish out enough damage, and
she's got to be so careful too. Yeah, that Impale Rolling Thunder comes out from Ice. We'll try to focus down Solo over here. Solo, oh, but the Abyssal comes out, the dagger. Solo's still alive. He's going to be able to run out, and the GG gets called.
Is this another game one curse from VP, Mox?
VP, you know, the classic VP. Game number one throwaway pancake, you know. They're just understanding.
Yeah, you see Roger flexing a little bit, stretching. With that Nyx Assassin, he definitely flexed over Fnatic in the last game.
For sure. It just felt like the side of Fnatic, their draft didn't come online fast enough. You've got a Templar Assassin. She wanted to make a lot of these moves, but they just didn't find the picks. They didn't find the aggression.
It looked like they had control of the game a little bit at some points, right?
Yeah.
When she got that Link Dagger, they had that pretty